Welcome on in. Take a seat by the campfire. Take a seat at the round table. Take a place beside the storyteller sage. Let me see. What do I need? Is that it? Yeah, that'll work for now. Surely. Okay, please give me clear and divine. Oh, so this is a story time. It's a story time and a little bit of information about catalysts. Catalysts. You can perceive this video and this information as being specifically about spiritual journeys, spiritual ascension, and the process of healing, evolving, growing. You can also perceive this as a story about survival skills, about trauma, and safe spaces. Catalyst. And excuse my voice, I just heard histamine in the air. Histamine. I love etymology, where words come from. And if you've never heard somebody channel before, it may seem a bit abstract, like some beautiful surrealist artwork. But I'm going to be channeling messages, which is a ancient skill, usually one associated with the divine feminine. Let me remind you again, there have been oracles, sages, prophets and prophetesses since the beginning of time, since the dawning of time. So I am just one of them in a long lineage. I'm also a human being who has survived so many things. A catalyst. A catalyst in your spiritual journey is a person, place, event, or situation that catapults your spiritual journey, clearing all projections. Rebuke it. You heard. Unfortunately, a catalyst is often a person, place, situation, or circumstance that is very painful, traumatic, and for most people, it comes in the form of an abusive relationship. If you're connecting in with this message, then as one fellow survivor to the other, I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to remain here with all that you have survived. This relationship may have been a romantic, platonic, business, and sometimes even a stranger or strangers can be your catalyst. Often, particularly when you talk to divine feminines, their catalyst was an abusive romantic relationship. And it goes without saying, particularly if you're very spiritually evolved, particularly if you're very powerful, resilient, and magic, you will have not one catalyst, but multiple. And I've been working my way up to speaking about a particular catalyst that was kind of a life threatening situation that seemed to have been sent to me as a test to try and trick me into thinking that I am not magic, that I am not a medicine woman by birthright, that I am not a healer, or that my creations, my art, my music, my presence in this earthly realm is not valuable. You may be connecting with this video because you are currently going through or experiencing the life altering experience of your catalyst. Maybe you will understand after listening to, experiencing, and receiving this message that you are, in fact, being catapulted into higher consciousness, into spiritual journeys. Let me see if I can't find something that's got a little bit more. What's the word? Direction. How do you search for copyright free music made by a human? Can we have that? Is that possible? So I'm not going to go into it in this video. This is one of 4. I'll be making multiple videos about catalysts. And please allow any emotions that rise within you while receiving this message to just rise and fall, to come and go. Is this music made by a person, I wonder? Oh, lots of interference there. Zen. Yeah, Zen. That's a good idea. Catalysts are situations that always challenge you. Catalysts are often people, places, situations where your safety and your well-being has been threatened. And often it's not just about threatening your physical well-being and your physical safety. It is a challenge to who you are who you are within your soul. Very much an attack on your identity, your very identity. And for different people, this will happen at different, very varied kind of levels, I guess we could say. And I don't say this in a hierarchical way, but if you do have a spiritual calling, if you do have a purpose that has something to do with benefiting the collective, and that could come in the form of being an educator, that could come in the form of being an artist, a poet, a somebody who works in community. If you have some kind of calling to make the world a better place, to help collective, to help humanity as a whole, to help the environment, to help animals, to protect what is good in this world, if you have a calling like that, then often I find, and I'm observing in others as well as my own story, your catalyst will be even worse, even more dramatic. And so it's almost a perfect reflection and a sign to you that you actually have a very divine purpose in your existence, in your life, in being here, in this incarnation, in your current incarnation, in your current form. But at the time, the catalyst will do everything to try and make you feel like that's not the case, which is definitely a kind of a trick of the dark. That is definitely a weapon and a tool of the oppressor. The oppressor of the mind, body, and soul. And here I could talk about how on the other side of your catalyst, whether it is your first big catalyst, which usually comes in the form of a horrendous abusive relationship, or it is your second or third or fourth catalyst, after you are always a stronger version of yourself. Oh gosh, that's so loud. And you will find through your catalyst that you have skills, abilities, powers, gifts that were not actualized, activated, or even known to you. And that's the good side of living through and surviving a catalyst. But sometimes that catalyst can be so horrendous and such a dangerous situation that not everybody does survive that process. So again, I'm going to say to you, the person that has survived that process, thank you for being here. And I see you. And I promise you that you have a divine calling and purpose. Your catalyst is a person, a place, a situation that has been sent into your life or was sent into your life and for some of you is about to be sent into your life to trigger, challenge, and activate the next level and stage of your spiritual journey, your human journey, and your evolution, your soul's evolution. Because every time you were reborn, even if you don't believe in incarnation, you understand within a lifetime you do get metaphorically reborn. You have a soul's memory that is much deeper and much more powerful than you have been taught your whole life. I can feel you all wanting me to tell the story of my first horrific, revolting, abusive catalyst. But I'm not going to do that today because it is a beautiful day. The sun is shining, even if it's through a silvery, dappled cloud. Ugh, gosh, who gave me the microphone, hey? This is part 1 of 4. And as always, I highly encourage you, very highly, extremely. Do you know what highly means? Sometimes I feel like I get these messages that people in my collective, they don't understand certain things because of this kind of limited thinking that is like a spell over the whole collective. And I've done some uncovering on what that is. And even when I'm not recording and you do not get access to me here in this space, I can tell you that I am doing my own bit. I'm doing magic and casting loving healing spells to break that from all of y'all. Because there is a distance that is being put between people like me that have done the work and have spiritually evolved, and those that are fighting it and pushing it off like it is the plague. And I do not want that gap between us to get any bigger. Come on, jump on in. The water's fine. So much love from me. You know who it is. Oh, come on now. Oh, pressing the button. Come on now. What's the matter, YouTube? That's so weird. So I'm pressing the next to like halt it, but it doesn't seem to want to be working.